Welcome back. Today I'll be cooking brown stew chicken. I'm going to start by preparing the vegetables. This dish is so straightforward, so simple, but it is one of my favourites. We've got some brown sugar here we'll be using later on in the recipe. So I'm going to slice my ginger, fresh ginger, that will go in the pan a bit later, as well as some garlic and some Scotch bonnet. You must use Scotch bonnet for the recipe. Not finger chilies, bell chilies, bud chilies. You have to use Scotch bonnet. It gives you that, it's the flavour. It's literally 70% the flavour of this dish is from this Scotch bonnet. We're going to use a couple of peppers, red pepper and a yellow pepper. We'll slice those up and chuck those in there as well as some spring onions. I personally struggled chopping onions back in the day, but I learned this little technique. A couple of slices in the side, down to the core, and then if you slice down towards the board 3 or 4 times, and then you just chop. And you get these pieces, these sort of 1 centimetre chopped pieces of onion. Feel free to give that a try. And we're going to move on to the seasoning. So I've already got some brown sugar in this half jar. What I tend to do is add all the seasoning to this jar, give it a little mix, and then season the meat that way. So we've got some onion powder. I'm going to be putting in some all-purpose seasoning. I'm going to be using some smoked paprika as well, just to get the orangey browny colour. A bit more jerk seasoning, some salt and pepper. I've also put in there some allspice, some pimento, garlic and ginger powder. So I'm going to be using chicken thighs skin on, and I'm also going to be using some boneless, skinless thighs as well for the girlfriend. So they'll all be going in the same pot. But what I'm going to do now is score the chicken, the skin. So I'm going to cut the skin through down to the meat, down to the bone. Be careful not to cut into the bone, because what happens is it releases, the bone marrow comes through the meat, makes it a browny colour. You don't want that. So bit by bit, you're going to put the seasoning in the chicken bowl, give it a good mix, keep filling up until it's completely done. High heat for the pan, skin side down. We want that skin nice and crispy. So I'm going to be cooking these on the skin for 3-4 minutes. You can see there they've got a really nice brown coating. Then I'm going to add the boneless and skinless thighs. And that's to seal in the seasoning mix that we've already added. Okay, what I'm going to do now is controversial, but I love soy sauce. Now, you see we had the brown sugar in there in the mix, and we're going to add ketchup later on as well, which is really sweet. So I like adding the soy sauce. It gives it that brown in colour, and it also adds a bit of salt in there as well. Lid back on for another 5 or 6 minutes. Now we're ready to remove the chicken from the pan, and we're going to start cooking the vegetables. I'm going to be putting in the spring onion, the onion, and the bell peppers in there first for 5 or 6 minutes, and then I'm going to add the garlic, Scotch bonnet, and the ginger. Lid on for another 3-4 minutes. And now we're ready to add the chicken back to the veg mix. What I'm going to do here is lay a bed of the skinless, boneless thighs on the bottom, and I'm going to lay the skinned thighs on top. I want to keep the skin facing up, so when I add the water, the skin's still going to remain crispy. I know it seems weird, but add ketchup. Trust me. It gives it a tomatoey, sweet flavour, and it's well worth it. Add a cup of boiling water, put the lid on, and cook for another 15-20 minutes. After cooking on a medium to low heat for 15-20 minutes, you should be able to break the chicken with a fork like this. The smell coming from this pan is unbelievable. Now to plate the food. So here I've cooked rice and peas. There'll be a separate recipe on my YouTube channel how I cook those. So feel free to check that out. But honestly, guys, this was absolutely delicious. So simple. 45 minutes, 50 minutes, all done. Don't forget to subscribe, guys.